Hey guys, my name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. So, I don't keep up with this kind of stuff because I personally watch professional wrestling that actually happens in the ring, that is designed to happen within my vicinity, that is designed to happen within my fandomship. So, I don't care to watch professional wrestling happen in a boxing ring. Now, I don't really give a flying fuck about this whole Logan Paul and what's the guy's name? Dylan Dennis. I don't really know much about him outside of the fact that, like, they're both scammers. If you guys watch CoffeeZilla, he exposed the shit out of both these clowns. I mean, obviously, I'm more, I know Logan Paul a little bit more, obviously, because he's went to the WWE. I know nothing about Dylan Dennis outside of the fact that CoffeeZilla exposed the shit out of him. And it's just fucking hilarious to me, the amount of coverage that I see with this Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul fight and all this other kind of stuff. Now, here's the funny thing. I don't have to explain shit to a wrestling fan as far as what's going on right now. Doesn't matter if you're talking to a WWE fan, no matter if you're talking to an AEW fan, you're talking to an Impact, New Japan Pro Wrestling, none of that stuff. Doesn't matter if I'm talking directly to my audience. Every single person in my audience, including myself, is just laughing at the world right now. Every professional wrestling fan in the world, every smart, every mark, we're laughing at these clowns, bruh. I seen the little fucking whole thing that was going on, because some channels I do follow that cover this kind of stuff. And again, no clue in the world who Dylan Dennis is. I follow people like Jamari. I don't know if you guys know him. Obviously, Moist Critical, Turkey Tom. I have a couple of channels that I follow that cover this kind of stuff, and it's just so funny to me how many people actually think this shit is real. It's so fun. And again, I don't have to explain this to a professional wrestling fan, because you guys know see, that's the good thing about being a professional wrestling fan and us knowing what the fuck a work is. We spot bullshit a mile away. Very, 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 very easy. It's within our fandomship. We can't help it. We can spot bullshit a mile away. We know when something's fake. You cannot pull a wool over a wrestling fan's eyes super duper easy. Some wrestlers can, because that's within the profession. We have to question whether or not professional wrestling in some instances is a work or a shoot. But outside of professional wrestling, you're not going to fool a wrestling fan. You're just not. We know bullshit when we see it. We know. We just fucking know. And this whole brawling shit, and then Logan calling out Rey Mysterio. But even past that, the lawsuit between Dylan and Logan Paul's wife or fiance, all this other stuff. Like, you guys, I mean, I'm not the only one, right? Like, you guys were laughing at this shit right along with me, right? You're laughing at the rest of the world who says all this stuff like, professional wrestling is fake. You know this, you know that, you know this, you know that, you know this, you know that. Well, you fucking idiots fall for this bullshit. Everything between Dylan and Logan was a fucking work. It was all to sell tickets. None of this shit was real. None of this. You can Photoshop dispositions. You can Photoshop anything to make it look real. This is just fucking... it's just amazing to me how many people want to pick on wrestling fans as far as not knowing what the fuck is going on in the real world and just get worked so fucking hard like this. Is so goddamn utterly fucking hilarious to me, man. We're not going to go down the match card. I really just wanted to rant about that. I mean, good Lord have mercy. It's just fucking hilarious, bro. Although I will give credit where credit is due. I have to tell you, Logan, they're doing better than the professional wrestling business. They can get marks to believe anything they want them to fucking believe, while the wrestling business sits back and puts on phony bullshit for no goddamn reason. Like, they could probably learn a thing or two from Logan and Dylan, to be perfectly honest with you. But the rest of the people who want to call us idiots and other stuff for liking professional wrestling because we don't know that it's fake, fucking idiots. Again, I just want everybody to know who's watching this, who's not really that familiar with professional wrestling. Every professional wrestling fan in the world right now is laughing at your dumbasses who actually believe this shit is real. Fucking idiots, I swear to God. Let's get into the show. Okay, so I don't have a problem. I'm going to talk about Edge and Christian in a minute, okay? But I want to talk about this whole campaign awareness with what's currently going on right now in AEW with MJF being the face of this StopJewHatred thing that's currently going on at the moment. He spoke at some type of convention. I don't know, I don't want to call it a vignette, but they did like an awareness for it. And I don't have a problem with it. Even the promo package from last Wednesday, I think it was tasteless because it's not just talking about MJF, but obviously you do something like that in this time and age, obviously that's going to implicate a lot of other people who might have, you know, feelings about that kind of promo. Even though if MJF can just be like, hey, I was the one that greenlit it, it's perfectly fine. It's just tasteless to do it at that moment, even though it was about MJF. Granted, I know MJF could probably explain it a lot better than I can as far as making sure that he can give cover for AEW, because I'm pretty sure it was his idea to greenlight, but it's just taking everybody else into context before doing something along the lines of that. But I digress. I don't have a problem with the Stop Jew campaign. My problem is the people who wrestle for that company. The people who are their fans, their fan base, if you will. So, if you don't know this, AEW is incredibly progressive. Not just the company, not just the wrestlers, but their fans are horribly progressive. And I find it kind of weird that you have someone like a MJF who is speaking on behalf of this situation, rightfully so. He has every goddamn motherfucking right to speak on behalf of his people who are going through just a complete and utter horrific tragedy at this moment. He has every goddamn motherfucking right to speak upon all of this situation. He has all my support, every last bit of my support. I didn't say it before, let me outright say it. I stand with Israel all fucking day. I just find it fucking hilarious that you have something along the lines of this, but the people in your audience, Tony Khan, the people who I've seen in the past, people like Nyla Rose, for an example, people like CM Punk, even though he doesn't work for the company anymore, I've seen him talk about this in the past also, and multiple upon multiple upon multiple upon multiple of your fans. You had AOC. Don't forget, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the biggest anti-Semites out there, she outright gave support to AEW about 4 years ago. You're highly progressive. There are people in your audience who don't stand with MJF, who don't condemn what those bastards Hamas and Hezbollah, they won't condemn what the fuck they did in Israel. They won't condemn them cutting babies' necks, decapitating babies, and burning them fucking alive. I find it fucking hilarious how you can have this awareness, but at the same time, you won't condemn the same people in your audience, and you won't condemn those bastards in the back who support this motherfucking nonsense, but they don't have the goddamn cojones or the balls to now speak about it. You got all the mouth in the fucking world to run about, look at them trying to occupy territory that isn't theirs. You silly fuckers. Those weren't even goddamn settlers in that. The people that were attacked, they were attacked in villages. These weren't even fucking settlers, you stupid motherfuckers. But I digress though. How about you condemn the people in your audience and you condemn the bastards in the back who had all that fucking mouth in the world when none of this shit was happening, who are now quiet all of a fucking sudden? Huh, Tony? How about before you're trying to sit here and play two-face with one of your Jewish wrestlers, you go out there and you condemn the terrorist apologists in your goddamn roster, Tony Khan? How about you fucking do that before you go out here trying to come out and try to fucking grift on this fucking bullshit Stop Jew Hatred nonsense? I hope personally MJF recognizes this more than I do, because if I can see it on Twitter, if I can see it on Instagram, I guarantee you he can see the same goddamn thing that I can see. Hopefully he holds them accountable for this bullshit. But with that being said, Rant over. Let's talk about that opening segment between Edge and Christian. The most WWE-esque segment I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, easily, by far, the most WWE-esque segment I've ever seen. Which is kind of funny considering AEW is supposed to be the wrestling company, right? We don't do sports entertainment. Sports entertainment is what for titties. Oh my god, let's do feminist titties. Okay, cool. So you have Edge. Well, Edge first came out, then Christian came out. They recounted all the events that happened last week with Christian's promo. Then you had Bryan Danielson come out. Then you had Ricky Starks come out. Now, mind you, Christian has security out there in the ring to kind of blockade himself, kind of put a barrier in between him and Edge. Good shit. Nice heel work, right? I love how Ricky Starks gets in the ring and he's like, I don't respect Bryan Danielson, I don't respect Edge, but I respect you, Christian. By the way, can I use your security? Fucking awesome. I loved it. But there was a portion in this promo that had me looking really, really sideways. I was like, huh? This was really, really weird. It was so fucking weird, bro. Ricky Starks made a kind of, I uploaded this on my short. Like I said, grow some hair on your balls, go check out the short, okay?
Ricky Starks made some comment about Edge in regards to him having bug eyes, and then Edge retaliated so aggressively. Like, what the fuck was that all about? He started talking about his pants. He's like, I'm looking at your pants, dumbass. And then Ricky Starks went back at him, and he was like, oh, you know, you got your fashion sense from the WWE. And then Edge was like, oh, you're a vanilla midget rock. And I'm just like, what in the actual hell is all of this coming from? Why is it so good? They don't have a program going on. Why are they so aggressive to each other? I don't know. There's just more. I don't know. I feel like there's more that meets the eye with what's going on right there. Hopefully nothing backstage. We don't need another CM Punk situation, okay? FTR came out, they staked their claim. They had a big brawl, and obviously they're gonna have a four-man tag team match coming up on Wednesday, which is fine. This is what I want to see more of. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll talk about more about this in the main event because I've ran enough long for this opening intro. I'll talk about more about this because I got more that I want to say about this, but I want to see Christian and Danielson first, and then I'll give my ultimate consensus about this and that all together after this. So let's continue on with the show. I swear, when I look at Nick Wayne, God, is it just me? Like, in the face, like really, really in the face, he kind of looks like a very, very young Bryan Danielson. Or is that just Seattle in general? All you guys kind of look like Bryan Danielson. I don't know. I'm like looking at his face, like directly at his face. He looks like a lazy version of Bryan Danielson. So that's like the Seattle look. That's like Washington's white person look overall. What like a fucking circular logic promo also. This robot of a fucking announcer. What are they called again? What are they called? Reporters? Whatever. Hey, so you know Jim Ross is gonna have a sit-down interview with you and your mom coming up this Wednesday, right? Oh, really? Do they really need an explanation? Okay, fine. I'll give them an explanation. But do they really need an explanation? All right, cool. I'll give them an explanation. Get your dumb ass out of here. That skimmer ass hairstyle of yours. Go save the kids, rice gum. But no, what would I want to talk about? Oh yeah. So like you had two other matches. You had Samoa Joe versus this fat black ass motherfucker named Willie Mack. I think I seen him a few times on Impact. I don't give a shit. Dude hit a stunner. When I see people hit Stone Cold stunners or, you know, actual wrestling moves that actual people got over because they're actually superstars and not fucking wankers, I don't really give a shit. I'm happy Samoa Joe won the match because fuck that guy. And it was another match. What was the other match? Oh yeah, Juice Robinson. He had a match against Christopher Daniels. Always nice to see Christopher Daniels walking around. Kind of got nostalgic when he was walking and hearing his music. They actually played his old TNA Impact theme song. That was actually really cool. I always had a special place in my heart for Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles, whether we're talking about the triple threat match with Joe or them as a tag team. Good shit too. One of the most underrated tag teams in professional wrestling history, in my opinion. Danielson and AJ Styles. Go check out their stuff from 2006. Great stuff. But it's not even all that. You know, what I really want to talk about is like okay, how do I put this? Here's the dirty little secret of professional wrestling no one ever wants to talk about, especially the ones who have the virtue signal for some reason on professional wrestling's behalf because they're fucking weirdos, is that like professional wrestling matches make the show feel a lot longer than it has any right to. Like, it's crazy to me that both of these matches combined, the Samoa Joe and the Willie Mack stuff, it felt like it went like an hour. I swear, both matches felt like combined they went a full damn hour between the commercial breaks and the matches. Whereas I looked at the time for the Christian promo, and I swear, it felt like it went 10 minutes, but in reality, it went like 20 minutes. That promo went about as long as both of those matches combined, but both of those matches combined felt like they took up the entire fucking hour. You know, whether you have a bad promo or a good promo, you know, I feel like it makes the show go by a lot quicker versus having a really good match or a really bad match. It makes the show go by a lot slower, especially when you don't really give a shit about the match. It's just more than I'm saying in terms of appealing to more casual wrestling fans who would care more about that than just seeing guys go out there and, you know, flip, bump, chippity jump, doing all this other nonsense bullshit when they don't have any name value or any reason to want to see do any of the stupid bullshit. I love Joe. I love Daniels. But I'm just saying, not to mention after that promo with Daniels, you had fucking Adam, what's his name again? No, I'm sorry. I always get them mixed up. I swear, I said this once and I'll say it again. They all look the same. You had Jay White and, what's his name? Juice Robinson cut a promo. Juice Robinson, they ended up hitting Christopher Daniels in the face with the diamond ring, and they're like promoting the fucking battle royal and all this other kind of stuff, which I'm confused because Goldust like a vignette. Maybe I missed this and I wasn't paying attention. Is it like a number one contender shot for the world championship too, or a future world title shot? Someone let me know in the comment section below. Maybe I missed that. But you know, you had Jay White get on the microphone, and both of these guys are talking, and it's just like, man, I don't mind them, but goddamn, that world championship belt does not fit that story at all. I said it once, and I'll say it again. Give that belt to fucking Christian already. They need to swap belts. Give the TNT championship to Jay White, and give the world championship to Christian. This shit just does not feel right. It's just so ass backwards, bro. I don't get this. Even in 1987, with Shawn Michaels going after the European Championship with British Bulldog, they had the common sense to put the WWE Championship on Shawn Michaels also. Like, they didn't just let him run around being the face of the goddamn brand with the third tier fucking title. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I see the acclaim out here. I have no reason to want to review anything that they're saying because I know it's going to be bullshit, and they probably talk about MJF, so who gives a fuck. But with that being said, let's continue on with the show. Hey, what are the commentators saying? Nigel McGuinness, you think you slick, boyo? You think you slick? I gotta give him props though. That was a nice of a catch right there. You had freaking Chris Statlander. I'm gonna talk about the Chris Statlander match. I never do this. I know. I'm gonna talk about a women's match in AEW. I know. Take your pictures. You know, record this, snapshot, say whatever you want to say. I actually comment on a women's match on television for AEW. It's like a rare event happening right now at the moment. But that was actually a pretty good match. But I love how after the match, Chris Statlander, she's like walking away, and I shit you not, it's quiet, and then she turns around and her ass cheeks are just jiggling, like it's just jiggling like crazy, and you hear Nigel McGuinness go, oh. And then it goes quiet for a second. And then you have Tony Schiavone, he's like, or is it what's his name again? I don't know if it was Tony or the Ian Riccaboni guy. They kind of sound the same a little tiny bit. I'm assuming it's Ian though. He's like, what happened? He's like, Kyle Fletcher's back. No, Nigel. No, my guy. No, it's okay, bro. You could be a man. You were reflecting off them cakes. You were reflecting off them Chris Statlander cheeks. It's okay, boy. You're a man. Everybody's, hey, look, you're a man. You do manly things with your manly mind. Nothing wrong with that. But you had Chris Statlander and Julia Hart, and that was actually pretty. No, Julia Hart, excuse me. You had Chris Statlander and Sky Blue, and at first I was gonna ignore it, but I'm like, damn, I got nothing else better to do. So I sat back and I watched the match. Those girls killed it, and you know what? I'm never gonna say this is Sky Blue. I mean, I'm pretty sure she busted her ass too. I mean, but at the same time though, like, I'm gonna give more props to Chris Statlander. You know, this is like the third time I seen her in another match. What was it? What match was it? No, maybe this was the second match. I think the Julia Hart match was the first one, then this was the second one. I think it was only 2 matches. I think I'm going to start paying more attention to Julia Hart. Like, I keep saying Julia Hart, her too, though, but no, Chris Statlander. I'm going to start paying more attention to Chris Statlander. If I see her in the ring, I think I might make time to see more of her matches. You know, it is funny to me, though, how, and it's more of that backwards priority bullshit Tony Khan has going on. It's incredible to me at the moment that your TBS champion is way more of a priority than your women's champion. I mean, before Hikaru Shida won the championship belt, which she is the champion right now, but trust me, no one gives a fuck about her. I damn sure don't give a fuck about her. Paige was the champion, and no one gave a fuck about this. So it was up to Chris Statlander to kind of carry the women's division for a little bit, and she still kind of is carrying the women's division. From an in-ring perspective, like, she's really good. Like really, really, really good. I really am not taking notice of that till now. I see the Julia Hart match, now I see this. I like how she carries herself a lot. I'm gonna pay more attention to her as time goes by too, by the way. She's good. She's good shit. That Tombstone power driver she does also is actually good. She kind of hits it out of nowhere. Again, that was a really dope match. Sky Blue busted her ass too. I'm not gonna say she didn't, but I don't know. That's just, I've seen Sky Blue in terrible fucking matches, and then she has a really great match. That's got to be her best match ever, right? Like, I gotta assume. Again, just good shit. Good shit by Chris Statlander. She's really good. I like her a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue on with Christian and Daniel Bryan in the main event, I want to take some time to talk about a true legend in this business. A god amongst men, if you will. Intimidating, respect, give it to him in his time of need, because I feel as if what he did was admirable tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the legendary Turbo Floyd. Now, some may have this ignorant perspective and perception and think to themselves that Turbo Floyd was nothing more than Keith Lee's bitch, Keith Lee's jobber bitch. But what you don't understand, and this is what I mean when I say that you're not wrestling fans, you just believe what you see on television. Let me help you out here, okay? Turbo Floyd is a legend. He is an icon. He is a martyr. He has saved burning buildings. I will run down his accolades, but I feel as if I don't have time to read you guys a Harry Potter novel. Okay, Turbo Floyd gave George Floyd his name. He went by personally as Ashy Ricky, but he gave him George Floyd. He gave him a name. Not only just George to make up for the fact that he had a horrible name, but he gave him the Floyd last name. He gave him his last name to have clout. So when he died, the first thing people thought of when they heard the name George Floyd was, oh my God, he must be related to a god such as Turbo Floyd. And this match with Keith Lee, this was nothing more than him giving himself for the business. Him giving himself, because he has clarinet lessons to give to a hungry Ethiopian boy while skateboarding. Like, he has to go give his time, his charitable efforts to this. He just took the time to stop by professional wrestling. He was walking by, glistening muscles and all. I mean, that might be his bald spot, but that's okay. You know why? Because his hairline is receding. He gave his hair to cancer patients. He laid down for Keith Lee, walking by the arena when he didn't have to do that. Turbo Floyd is a martyr. He is a god. And personally, I thank him for his services. He is a man amongst men. Thank you, Turbo Floyd. Also, Miro's a simpy bitch. I will talk more about that, but I really don't feel like doing that because Christian and Bryan are coming up. I'll say this much. Lana did do an interview. You had Action Andretti trying to play Mr. Rico Suave. Miro simps backstage really, really hard by grabbing him by the head and saying that if you want to take my wife's booty, I'm going to take your booty. Do you have an understanding? See you on Wednesday. And then threw him away like he was some piece of trash. See, Turbo Floyd wouldn't have done that. Turbo Floyd would have taken Lana's cheeks and he would have offered Lana to Miro. Most God amongst gods don't do that. They take cheeks and they keep it on walking. He's gonna take his wife's cheeks and tell him he's allowed to fuck her again. Most gods amongst gods don't do that. You know what? Once again, thank you, Turbo Floyd. I would love to see your presence again. I should probably write a book on this. The Bible of Floyd. Turbo Floyd, that is. Godspeed, Turbo. Let's get the Christian versus Daniel Bryan. Godspeed, Turbo. I cannot stress this anymore. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, and I damn sure it's almost. I almost want to go on a campaign on this. Like I almost want to get a goddamn petition started. I cannot stress this enough. Put the world title on Christian. Put the world title on Christian, bro. Like this TNT title, bro. I'm happy that his prestige is being brought up dramatically. But god damn it, bro, like put the fucking world title on Christian. He's so important right now. The storyline to this company is so important, and it's so fucking weird to see it over the third tier title. Give the world championship to Christian Cage. Oh my god, I cannot go through this any longer. This is ridiculous. You had this match with him and Bryan Danielson, and god diggity damn, bro, was this fantastic. This is an amazing, awesome match. The way they worked and pace the match. I mean, I expect no differently. It's not as if I went into this match thinking that Bryan Danielson and Christian, of all people, were going to have a bad match. I knew they were going to have a fantastic match. And even then, they kind of still exceeded my expectations. They went out here and they told a beautiful story. The working arm from Christian, the blood, because I think Bryan Danielson accidentally caught him with one of the headbutts. The only thing I would probably say about this match that kind of irked me a little bit, but that's just professional wrestling nowadays. Although I will say I would have thought better of Christian and Danielson to do something like this. The whole spear and then right into the kill switch, and then Bryan Danielson kicking out, and then Christian kicking out the Busaku knee. I don't think it had to go that far. They didn't have to do all that. They have signatures for a reason. Hit your damn signatures. You don't have to hit your finishers at all. Bryan Danielson, you got the head kick, bro. That's perfectly fine. Use that. You have the label lock. That's another signature of his. You can use that. You have the Achilles heel hook. You can use that. Christian, you have the reverse DDT. Use that. You have the reverse DDT off the turnbuckle. Use that. Hell, I don't even mind the spear to a certain degree. But don't let them kick out of the Busaku knee and the unprettier. Or what does he call it? The kill switch. I'm sorry. I'm old as fuck. I know that's the unprettier. Or maybe even the Impaler. They used to call that back in the days. I mean, yes, they call it Edge's DDT the Impaler also, but they used to call it, no, it was always done prettier. Whatever. My point being, or the Imperator? Whatever. Who cares? My point being is, though, the finish came essentially where you had Bryan Danielson. He was getting ready to lock in the label lock on Christian, and more storytelling. He locked it in the first time, and he barely had it locked in as is. But Christian made it to the ropes, and he tried to lock it in again, but his arm was hurting really, really badly, and he could have put his arm around. In reality, they were stalling for time for Ricky Starks to bring his ass out to the ring and finally, get involved in the match. But they played it off really nicely with Bryan Danielson selling the arm. I mean, not that I'm really surprised. Bryan Danielson is one of the best sellers in professional wrestling today. But he was selling the arm, so he couldn't completely lock in the label lock. And then Ricky Starks came into the ring from a distraction from Wild Bill Hiccup. And then he hit, what's his name, in the face with one of the tag team championship belts. Bryan Danielson, that is. Ricky Starks hit him in the face with the tag team championship belt. Christian fell on top of him, and that's Rick Knox, right? I know that's Rick Knox because he's a terrible fucking referee. Why in the blue fucking hell did he wait? What the fuck was that all about? What the fuck was that? You're not supposed to see Ricky Starks, dumbass. You're a referee. The whole point of you doing the spot is that, I'm suspicious. Nigga, why are you trying to get yourself over for? You're the referee. That was so stupid. Go from the fucking pen cover. Why did he wait? And he's looking down, and he's hesitating hesitating the count, like he knows something is up. You're not supposed to. You're a referee. You're gullible for a reason. What the fuck? Who is this fucking clown? I mean, I know this is Rick Knox, but I mean, who is he? Why does he still have a job? He really is. That's the first time I actually seen him referee for real, pay attention. I heard so much about him being terrible. That's the first time I actually noticed his actual referee work. Yeah, that dude's horrible. What the actual fuck was that? What the fuck was that all about? Fucking idiot. But yeah, Christian ended up winning the match. Afterwards, you had Rice Gum come out with Dino, and then they started to jump him along with Ricky Starks and Wild Bill Hiccup. Eventually, FTR comes out. They try to help out Bryan Danielson, but he was outnumbered. Eventually, Edge came out, and it was kind of even because Christian wasn't really getting himself involved. I thought it was hilarious when they knocked out Wild Bill Hiccup and Dino, and then you had the two smallest guys trying to hold the big guys from getting back in the ring, and then Rice comes in the middle of the ring, and he's looking around, and he's like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have scammed all you guys. Turned around, and Edge speared the shit out of him. And that's how they went off the air with all the guys. I did notate one spot, though. Again, going right back to the Edge and Ricky Starks stuff. Again, maybe I'm being worked right now. That's perfectly fine. Did you guys see that kick that Edge gave to Ricky Starks while he was on the floor? Was that tripping, or did he hit him really, really fucking hard while he was on the floor? I can't be the only one that noticed that, right? Ricky Starks was near the ropes. Edge, he punched all of them, including Ricky Starks at first. That was all worked. And while Ricky was on the floor near the ropes, Edge, he went over there and he just fucking kicked him dead in his face. Even the crowd kind of reacted to it a little tiny bit. What? Okay, maybe this is a work. Maybe they talk to each other. Maybe this is all a plan, but I don't know. What the hell's going on with that? It's so weird. Again, I could be getting work for all I know. it's just weird. It's just really, really weird because they're not in the program right now. So whatever. Maybe I'm looking way too deep into this and I could be getting worked. Episode intro talking about working and shit like that. Look at me getting worked right now, right? Probably. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, good shit as always. And when Revolving Christian, this is some of his best work I've ever seen this entire career. Honest to God, this is only second to his Edge and Christian run in 2000, and that's a singles. Holy shit. Holy fuck, just burped right there. And as a singles competitor, this is arguably his best run yet, period, point blank. Better than his TNA run. Maybe even better than his Randy Orton stuff also when I think about it. Good shit from Christian. Good shit from everybody. Can't wait to see more coming up on Wednesday. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Devontae, and I need to get the hell up out of here because I have more important things to do than sit around talking to you bastards and making no money from it. So with that being said, as always, deuces, P-eyes.